citizens lobbyist. People sometimes ask me why I'm involved with results. My initial response to them is 9/11. They look at me a little puzzled. And I explain to them, when I watched the World Trade Towers fall, my political innocence fell also. I was shocked at the raw hatred against America. But I knew that I had to do something to help change that. But what could I do? I'm one person. And I found results. It was exactly what I was looking for. Results advocates for programs that save lives, educate children, and bring hope to the poorest of the poor all around the globe. These programs address the root causes of poverty and injustice. I realized that if I wanted to be part of this, if I wanted to see a better world, I couldn't just sit idly by and expect someone else to do it. It was time to get involved. Earlier this year, Results was working on education, trying to get the U.S. to make a commitment to basic education around the world. As part of the training program, they asked, why do you think advocating for education is so important? Several people lamented the bleak future that was faced by the 57 million children of primary school age who are not in school. My thought was that you never know which young mind is going to be the next great scientist or doctor or inspirational leader. Which of those 57 million might discover a new way to solve energy or water shortages, or a cure to a deadly disease, or the path to world peace? I realized, just think, all those children, the potential that we are wasting. This world needs all the brilliant minds we can find. We're wasting them. You heard Cole talk about how vaccines are saving lives. If given funding, we could save millions more. On a recent Results monthly conference call, we heard from a doctor in Ghana. She told us about one of her friends, a woman about my age. I pictured her with gray hair like mine. When she was young, her daughter died of measles. Decades later, she still mourns that loss. I'm not a mom. I've never known the joy of cradling my daughter in my arms, and I can't imagine the pain looking at her small, still body, wondering what her future could have been if she hadn't got that disease that could have been prevented by a vaccine that cost less than $1. That child's life was not just a statistic. It was a needless tragedy. But due in part to the advocacy of Results, for child survival programs, the statistics have improved. In 1980, 2.6 million children died of measles. Now, 80% of the kids in the world are vaccinated for measles, and measles death rates have dropped by 95% to less than 130,000 children dying in 2013. Each of them, some mother's baby. The World Health Organization recommends 11 vaccines for children. Besides measles, there's diphtheria, pertussis, and tetanus, each of which have experienced a great decline in disease burden, just like measles. Then there's Haemophilus influenza type B and hepatitis B. All 5 of those are available in one vaccine now. Then there's vaccines for tuberculosis, polio, rubella, rotavirus, and pneumococcal disease. Those last 2, as Cole said, take almost 25% of the children that die under the age of 5 every year. And only 5% of the children in the world get all of these vaccines. But Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance, has a plan to immunize 50% of all the children by 2020. Working with the recipient countries, they will immunize 300 million children over the next 5 years, preventing, as he said, over 5 million future deaths. A guarantee of a huge market for vaccines allows pharmaceutical companies to scale up production, drives down the costs, and allows us to get vaccines into the developing world where they're needed the most faster than ever before. Not only will the kids be healthier, but the countries will reap economic benefits from the lower health care costs and improved productivity. But wow, I get carried away. You wouldn't know that on September 11th, several years ago, I was a shy computer programmer. See what Results does? It empowers us. When you get your first letter to the editor of the paper, you say, wow, that's fun. And then you make a call to your congressman's office, and you get excited because they actually listen. And then you sit down with your representative, and you talk to him about an issue and the solutions, and you move them into action. And then you know you are really making a difference. We are at a historical moment where it is possible to end preventable child deaths. Science gave us vaccines. Gavi gave us a plan. And now it's up to politicians to set the priorities, to determine how many child deaths are acceptable. Pretty scary. Sometimes it's hard to believe that the people we elect could agree on anything. Results volunteers across the country are gathering co-sponsors on a resolution in Congress that acknowledges the life-saving impact of vaccines and calls on the United States to continue and increase its support. When that bill was introduced, as he said, there were 18 co-sponsors. Results had worked really hard to make it bipartisan. There were 9 Republicans and 9 Democrats. One of the first Republicans was our Michael McCall, and as he said, Lloyd Doggett followed quickly on. The fact that Michael McCall got on it helped influence some of the others to join. But it didn't happen by accident. It took years of relationship building and a lot of persistent lobbying by our awesome team. And just this Thursday, Mark Coates, the point person for our Austin group to Michael McCall's office, reported another success because he made a request. Representative McCall, along with Congressman Crenshaw from Florida, are passing around a letter and gathering other signers from the members of Congress. This letter is to President Obama, and it says, "We urge you to commit a strong multi-year pledge to Gavi, the Global Vaccine Alliance, at the January 15th pledging conference in Berlin, Germany, to support immunizing millions of children and saving millions of lives." Wow. It just warms my heart to know that the promise of health, prosperity, and hopefully peace around the globe brings harmony to our own halls of Congress. But that's what Results is all about. Working with members of Congress, no matter what their party affiliation grow and take on the responsibilities themselves, and gives everyone the chance at a better life. And you all make it possible with your compassion, with the moral support expressed just by showing up here tonight, and with your financial commitments. Your support pays to keep the lights on and the computers running in the results offices. You make it possible for our talented results staff to do research, track legislation, and to educate us volunteers on how to speak powerfully on the issues and to work effectively with our elected officials. You are a vital part of the solution. So now, it's time for the fundraising part of this fundraiser. There is an envelope on each table. They contain donation envelopes. It's now time to reach into your heart and have your pocketbook reflect your values. In this room, there are varying capacities to give, anywhere from $25 up to $1,000 or more. You know your ability and your desire. We are honored by all your donations. If you need a tax-deductible donation, give to Results Educational Fund. Otherwise, a donation to Results will support our lobby efforts directly. There's also a spot on the form to mark whether you would like to participate in Results. Check the form out, fill it out. Results members will be around to answer any questions and take up your donations. We are so pleased that you came to spend the evening with us and hear Dr. Allen and Mr. Gavi speak about their efforts and the wonderful things that are ahead of us because of both of their efforts. And on behalf of all of those lives who your support will touch, we say thank you.
Today was a schoolhouse, maybe not particularly well drawn. Even the flags of a number of countries, and the flags, of course, will be the actual flag insignia, so hopefully the kids would have some familiarity with those languages. Directing resources to